are very, very fast. Team Dignitas versus Fnatic. Infernal Shrines could be the last map of this particular best of 5 right now here in the playoffs at the Heroes Battle Arena. TWSX, thanks my friend for the support. Fnatic and Dignitas, yep, and the hype is real, for sure.
Thank you so much for your hard work these past days. Hope you get to chill out for a bit soon. Smiley face.
Soonish, yeah. We had a lot of streams right now. As I said, this is like 30 hours in a row with like a 5-hour break for a bit of sleep. But either way, we have great games, as I said before, and now we're going into the 4th game between Fnatic and Team Dignitas. ACC banned out. Infernal Shrines is the map, and we have for now Fnatic in the lead with the 2-1. So theoretically, they could take down Dignitas in this one. And well, support is definitely real today. CTR Wilson, thank you, bro. Thank you very much for that. Guys, you're awesome. Thanks.
Awesome games today and equally great casting. Thanks for the effort.
Yeah, we have great games, and we have cool heroes. Chen played earlier. We also saw, of course, in the game before, we saw Rek'Sai even. And now we're having a start again with bans on ETC and Kel'Thas, so Tyrande will be played. It's kind of fun to see Tyrande actually in game, and Muradin is being picked away from her, so it could be an early commitment to a Diablo if Dignitas is really going to try and run this. Fnatic has been able to secure Falsenet and Muradin for themselves. It's Infernal Shrines, and on Infernal Shrines we have, of course, a very sweet setup once again where Falsenet can just like fly from lane to lane. We see sometimes the Gara on the map. We've seen Vikings played by KF5 several times on this map. It's actually a great map for Vikings if you want to play them here, and it could also lead into another Abathur. Fnatic loves the Abathur play. Dignitas, first of all, with the Jaina. So if they really want to have that one more combo potential, they should probably go into Diablo. And yes, as I said, Diablo, it is the case. So we have Team Dignitas with a heavy engage. They're really trying to go for it. Fnatic could play that Tyrael against that. Tyrael would work with a lot of shields. Tassadar is the hero that can work against it if you play a double support, for example. So you can try to use that as well. Somehow always trying to negate that damaged output that Diablo has there. But Tassadar is actually banned out for now. So they don't want to take him, and they don't want to see Dignitas going into that Tyrande and Tassadar support to save Diablo. So now Dignitas is more or less forced to go into a second frontliner, or into a full support that they add to Tyrande, so that they can support a solo Diablo, which is, in my personal book, not really the best choice. I really love Diablo more in the double warrior setup. It's a bit better to keep him alive. It's easier, and it feels more natural. Dignitas at this point now, though, they have to go for a ban as well. They could ban out maybe a Sonya. Uther is also another hero that has not been recognized by the draft yet. So Uther or Sonya could be potential bans. Or that Thrall, of course. I feel one of these 3 heroes is definitely going to end up banned out by Dignitas. There's, of course, like the chance that maybe Fnatic is going for an Abathur as well with all of this, but I'm not quite sure if I would really dedicate a ban to this at the point. So it would more, it's more something along the lines of going into a ban on Sonya or Thrall, or maybe just like get rid of that Uther altogether. That would, of course, allow Fnatic to still go into, let's say, a Charism to go for the support for one of the melee assassins, or a Rhaegar, which, again, in Europe is quite underplayed, so we usually don't see him here. In other regions, that would be one of the early choices if you want to go into a melee assassin performance. But Dignitas, they are running down their time pool now, so they really have to make a decision here. They don't have a lot of time to show us what they are trying to get rid of. And, well, this Sonya. Okay, Sonya over Thrall is being banned, so Fnatic can go again for Thrall. They played him a couple of times here already. They played him on Cypher, we've seen him played by Mena. It is the Uther Abathur. It is again Abathur on the map. As I said, Vikings and Abathur are strong on this map. Dignitas didn't want to dedicate a ban to Abathur. I probably wouldn't have done it either, but I love that we have the Abathur in play again, and with the Uther together, they can go into a strong frontliner. They can play Thrall. If Dignitas plays Thrall, then it can go into a Karrigan, for example. It's not like Thrall is the only hero that would suit this. And Dignitas is going into a Charism. Oh, they go for the double support here. Alright, they could also lead us into that Thrall pick if they really want to have a melee assassin with this together. It's definitely an opportunity for them to do that. There's still Tyrael to consider as well if you want to have a bit more sustain, but with 2 healers already, maybe Karazim played as a bit of a melee assassin here as well, Team Liquid style. That's of course something that they could try and do now too. But yeah, Dignitas, are they going to try to pick that Thrall away, or is it going to be a different setup for them? Johanna for the double tank, okay, I like it. Johanna, Diablo, Karazim probably with Iron Fists. Thrall should be dropped for Fnatic now, unless they have really a pretty awesome pocket pick for us that is going to blow us away. Butcher. Falstad Butcher, Navi style, Prague, Road to BlizzCon. Do you guys remember that? Could be played here with an Abathur and an Uther. You have a chance to go for a bit of a Butcher play here if you really wanted to. I would love it. I don't think that we're going to see it, but I would definitely love to see that being played right now. And this series had some really fun heroes, and they're thinking a long amount of time for a Thrall here. I mean, Thrall would be the immediate hero that we jump to, right? I mean, after the last game that we've seen here, Thrall, yeah, fits perfectly. Uther, Abathur, nice support, and it's a Zeratul. Okay, I am okay with the Zeratul as well. It's awesome to see a Zeratul here in play, and he's going to focus on Jaina and Tyrande. Could result into a Frost Arm on level 7 for Jaina. I would actually like that quite a bit. And it could result in Karazim going on level 4 into Foresight instead of Overtake if he wants to go for a damage build, which in this case is of course quite likely. Either way, Infernal Shrines, map number 4 between Fnatic and Dignitas. So guys, let's jump in and find out which team is going to take the lead. Oh, well, not the lead in the series, we already know that Fnatic is a bit ahead, but if Dignitas can tie it, or if Fnatic is claiming the victory in the best of 5. So, these boys are fast. Big shout out, by the way, again to CTR Wilson and also to TWSX. During the recordings, it's always a bit weird to react to all of that, but yeah, thanks guys, it's really appreciated. It's been a stressful couple of days, I have to admit. I'm a little bit knackered here, and especially like sleeping a couple of hours, waking up, going through the entire Chinese league once again, and then having this all here is very exhausting, but it's totally worth it. We had fun games so far, it was really pretty sweet. And yeah, it's definitely pretty exciting there. At the same time, guys, also another thing, like if you're currently watching the stream for the first time and you actually haven't really seen a lot of Heroes of the Storm here on the channel, then you're of course always welcome to hit that that's Twitch follow button and follow the channel. We have a lot of Heroes of the Storm here. The last few days have been a bit exhausting because we've basically been streaming more or less 24/7. But overall, there's always just weekly content here. Mostly is daily content. All the tournaments that are being run online in the European scene basically are commentated on the channel. Big shout out to Sote2309 for the sub. Thank you very much for that, my friend. But yeah, as I said, follow the Twitch channel if you haven't done that yet. Hit that follow button. And if you want to see a couple of competitive matches from China, from North America, or Europe, you can go to the YouTube channel, which is linked in the Twitch description, youtube.com/ColorTV. There's a lot of games over there with Nova played, for example. We have a lot of Diablo comms if you're into that. Cho'Gall has been played as well. We've seen 3 games with him on the North American server. And there's some really epic finals that were also played just recently with Fnatic, for example, going up against Team Liquid. So if you like stuff like that, then definitely check it out. There's Cloud9 matches if you're more into the North American scene and if you want to see how Cloud9 is currently faring in the Chinese league. We have most of these games already on the channel. I have a bit of a backlog that I'm currently working on as well to make sure that we get all of those games in. So yeah, guys, if you're interested in that, make sure that you check that out. YouTube channel, as I said, is linked in the Twitch description. And at least hit that follow button on Twitch. We're going to go into our next game, which is, of course, on Infernal Shrines. And let's check that out. Possibly the last map of this best of 5 series, it is Infernal Shrines. Fnatic is currently in the lead with this best of 5 with a 2-1 against Dignitas. Of course, Dignitas has a chance now to tie the series and force the 5th map, but we could also see the 3-1 victory for Fnatic if they are once again successful. To the left side of the map, we currently have Bakery playing Karazim here. We are seeing Ethereal Angel on Johanna. JPL is at this point playing Diablo, and Snitch on Jaina. Shrimpy in this case is playing on Tyrande, and to the right side of the map for Fnatic we are having a Zeratul. Breeze first of all on Muradin. We have Sypho on Abathur again, Mene on Falstad, Quacknix on Zeratul, and Uther is played by Smexy style. So very similar build again on Abathur as we already seen in the last game. On level 1 you go for the talent, going straight for good old survival instincts, and then on 13 and 16 it's usually going for the Locust talents as well. The Locust focus, and as you can already tell, a double seasoned marksman now. It's a bit of a different style in the Zeratul builds that we're seeing from the North American scene. Actually, Zeratul is moving in, sees those two and says like, hell yeah, I'm getting out of there immediately. So he dashes away. On level 1 we have the Soul Feast taken on Diablo. We sometimes see Devil's Due. We actually seen that in the North American meta and also in the Chinese meta. Devil's Due taken. It's not really the standard talent over there, so it's still a shift in its personal preference what you really want to go for. It also depends a bit on the composition that you face, of course. In this case, it's the regeneration that you're trying to get. If you go for Devil's Due, it's the revive that you have a little bit faster. If you, for example, play as a solo tank for your team, Devil's Due makes a lot of sense, since if you die, you're usually back faster in the game, and of course your team they kind of need a tank. We have on Infernal Shrines, one of the things that's really important for the map, of course, is that those Infernal Shrine fights, they usually last pretty long, and this is where Abathur really comes into play. We've been talking a lot about the Lost Vikings on this map as well, but Abathur fulfills a very similar role. Once that those shrines are announced, and that is going to happen any seconds, we are currently having 1:30 in the game, and that's where the first shrine is being announced. So the whole idea is to really just like use Abathur at one of the points on the map. Already for this one, we have actually a trap, and they go for a kill against Jaina, and they don't stop there. They rush in against Diablo and Ethereal Angel. Look at those body blocks. Look at Breeze's body block against Ethereal. Unbelievable. Breeze stutter stepping next to Johanna the entire time, body blocking her out. Great play here, and now with that double kill, they open up the shrines and they will take the lead. We have, of course, now the chance for Abathur, once that Karazhan disappears at the top lane, to go into one of these bushes, soak experience, and that is the whole reason why you go for Abathur on this map. It's, of course, also the support for Zeratul in particular, but it's just the extra experience that you can get by being on the other end of the map. Here comes again the Master Warblade. Every third consecutive attack against the same hero does 100% damage. It's basically a focused, a talent similar to focused attack, as you can see here right now. So not quite the same, but it's a bit of a variation that Zeratul has in this case. Eternal Retaliation has been taken, and that gives, of course, a lot of condemns that can now be thrown out by Johanna. It's pretty awesome if you're fighting on the shrines there. 36, 37, they have a lot of minions, they need a few more though, and they have to jump in for this one, and there it is, the attempted kill against Breeze. He jumps away, but the Frozen Punisher is still claimed by the red team. Abathur is at the top lane soaking EXP for his team while we do see that. And now we have the radius increase also on the side of Jaina. The Snowstorm with a focused attack taken, the Fire Devil, Eternal Retaliation for all those condemns that you can use to get even more minions during the shrine fights. And for Abathur is the Ballisto Forest right now for the global range and duration. They go through the wall, or at least they try to. One of the towers is down, and they are level ahead right now. Abathur once again makes it possible. Sypho is soaking the experience up at the top. We're having Zeratul, Quacknix in the middle here, also going for a bit of EXP. Needs, of course, to be careful, and since he's running out of mana, he's just moving back now. JPL nearly finds him, and Abathur helps out in the mid lane immediately. It's a pretty cool start here for Fnatic. They are a little bit ahead in experience. It's nothing too fancy just yet, but it's a very solid opening into the game. They also make, of course, sure that with Abathur, even though they don't have the extra body in the particular fights, they still do not fall behind. Think about it like this. At the beginning of the game, until you have the ultimate evolution, Abathur can only help out with a symbiote. And for a lot of the maps, this is a bit of a disadvantage. Since, of course, you can still do damage, but you don't have that extra hit point pool that a 5th hero would give you in these fights. So until level 10, you could see that on Cursed Hollow, Abathur is oftentimes a bit of a liability. Later on, he's, of course, becoming extremely strong with the presence that he has. But you try to belong these fights. And getting the first Immortal like this early in the game is definitely a big win now for Team Fnatic. Because that just makes sure that it's a bit more difficult for the opponent's team to snowball. They are slightly ahead. They have the earlier level 7, and they can try to go to level 10 fast enough so that Abathur can jump in with the copy in the next few fights. So we have for now the follow-through taken as the talent on Zeratul. We have, by the way, a lot of cooldown reduction here on the side of not only Diablo but also Johanna. We go both for battle momentum, and this is crazy. Like the amount of condemns that especially, of course, Johanna can throw out during these fights now is absolutely out of this world. Frostbitten has been taken. We're seeing also the Echo of Heaven. The heal there. Smexy style is moving away. And at the top lane, that is where we currently see that shrine activated again. And this is really... Oh, that is great for that. Mena is trying... Oh my god, they actually make it happen. Mena moves away, and JPL might now fall as well. It's a double kill. Unbelievable. Fnatic, they do not lose Falstad. He gets away, and then it's a double kill against Dignitas. It doesn't get any worse than that. I mean, Ethereal Angel moves up to take the first few minions, and thanks to the condemn cooldown reduction, he is... Look at that. He's having immediately condemns. There's like no time between. He just goes condemn, 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 condemn. He gets 10 of those right away. But now, of course, it is still a nice setup here for Fnatic up at the top. And we have already down to the bot lane Abathar with the experience stock that we've been talking about a bit earlier. 4 kills against 0 in favor of Fnatic, but still, they haven't really won this yet, and there's just one condemn, and also, of course, then the follow-up kills by Ethereal Angel. They're doing really well here. Here comes the attempted kill with JPL dashing in, but that Diablo is a little bit too slow. The Dwarf hops out. Abathar soaked experience, and guess who's on level 10 in just a second? Exactly, Fnatic. It's 31 of those minions against 11, but here comes the level 10 now. Falstad, is he gonna die? Yes. They went in a bit too early. Now they have the 10s, but it might be just a tiny bit too late. Immortal, the Punisher, it is taken. And it is, of course, an Arcane Punisher to make things even worse. But the copy on Zeratul is now starting to move in. But yeah, in this case, it is still the earlier level 10, but it doesn't really help them. They bait the Punisher in there, trying to take him down as fast as they can. The Arcane Sentries are making it very, very difficult. Abathar is back to the bot lane and can now start to push. But of course, here we're having a setup that allows Team Dignitas to get back into experience range. They hit their own level 10 any second right now. It's 4 kills against 1, but that 1 kill against Falstad was very important and at the perfect moment in time. They didn't want to lose the Punisher, and you can't really blame them, but still it lost them also Falstad, and they got pushed in at the top. Level 11 versus level 10. Abathar not moving too far out. He's a bit afraid to really commit to the lane, since he of course doesn't really know where the rest of Team Dignitas is currently positioning themselves. What we have now with the abilities here, Apocalypse taken. It is a more popular talent now. We've already seen it in a Na'Vi game just recently. Apocalypse in those close quarter fights, especially of course when we talk on the battle on those shrines, very powerful. Ring of Frost, Shadowstalk has been used too, and we're seeing the Divine Palm once again with the Blessed Shield on Johanna. Ultimate Evolution, Mighty Gust, and also Void Prison taken next to the Divine Shield. And everybody rotating again toward, with the Shadowstalk towards the camp here. Zeratul at the top lane, not with the team. Mena playing it safe, not using the Mighty Gust, not using it for this camp. We have at the same time Quacknix trying to get a bit of experience and mana back, but he's also on the move back down to the bot lane, where we are having still the position for Dignitas attempting to get more camps on the map. And that's exactly what they're going for right now. So they take another camp here, they go for it right away. Over here in the middle, ooh, yeah, Johanna using the Iron Skin. Using the Iron Skin to survive here. But now that we're in the mid game, the setup for Dignitas is definitely a lot stronger than it already was before. So Fnatic, they got early kills, but they still have to be quite careful with this one. Mena, Smexy style, everybody is just rotating again. Quacknix is already up there in position to go for one of the camps, trying to time it with a shrine. And yeah, for a second it looked like on the minimap like Dignitas would try and move in to see if this is happening. But now this is the perfect timing for them to take, first of all, of course, that particular camp, push the lanes even harder. Abathar is moving to the bot lane for the experience, and they can go for the fight and the shrine here. Don't do it just yet. The copy on Abathar is going to be ready very, very soon. So far, they haven't used it yet, but they will any second now. And they go in. Diablo is moving in again. Comes from the top and goes for Breeze. Stun into stun. Mighty Gust as the counter. Breeze hops away. Shadowstalk used. They're going in with a double Zeratul, trying to hit those heroic those abilities. And it is Diablo that they focus on for just a second. Everybody else is in the backline. No Apocalypse used yet, and no Ring of Frost. Void Prism is still ready as well. Again, Zeratul in the backline. Look at Jaina, very low here. Snitch is losing a lot of hit points, but we have a massive amount of minions captured by Dignitas. And they get another Punisher here. Level 13 talents any second now, but it is a tiny bit too late for them at this point. And here comes once again the move with the Punisher, thanks to Dignitas claiming all those AoE spells. Especially Johanna with that build that they're using here is of course incredibly powerful. It's just condemn after condemn after condemn by a Thera Angel. Here comes Quacknix once again starting to move in. And yeah, let's see how exactly they're going to play this right now. So at this point, we have the 13 talents in play, and let's take a look at those as the Punisher is starting to make its way in. As already expected, the Bombard Strain has been used. They're seeing Giant Killer. Ooh, the potential kill. Not happening. Blink away. It's actually kind of interesting to see how many of these deadly Diablo combos Fnatic was able to dodge. But they are really struggling with those Immortals, or with the Punishers. That's one of the biggest problems that they have right now. They're doing really well on the map, especially in those fights, but they have a huge problem going for these particular Punishers because there's just so much AoE on the opponent's setup. Of course, now that we have the level 13 talent, Sypho's pushing power is getting stronger and stronger, and the 16 talent is going to help with that. Tyrande is throwing out owls all over the map to find out where Abathur is positioned and trying to kill him. Talking about killing stuff, Quacknix again in trouble. Bakery jumps in, and the Apocalypse has been used, but they save everybody. Even Quacknix survives, gets away on his Zeratul. They had to commit a few of the heroic abilities to this, but it's all looking still good. Even on Uther, we have now no Shrink Ray taken, but instead it is the Spell Shield to make sure that a lot of these spells are just like survived, especially of course when we talk Jaina burst damage again. We have on level 13 now Firestorm taken. We're seeing Burning Rage. Guess who's going to get even more Punishers or even more minions thanks to that? Condemn, condemn, condemn into Burning Rage. Yep, these minions don't stand a chance. Speed taken, Sprint on the side of Tyrande for the repositioning during those fights, and also of course to get away from Zeratul if he dares to jump in. Giant Killer as a level 13 talent, the Wormhole as well, move in, move out. Experience lead for Fnatic is still happening, but they are really, I don't want to say they fall behind or anything, but that gap is definitely closing. Even with Abathur in play, it is very, very tricky right now for them to maintain that lead that they had the entire time, and it's not resulting in a talent lead for any of those important fights. Zeratul is rotating around now. I mean, in the later stage of the game, you can actually use a double Zeratul to also go for a bit of a core backdoor. I don't really believe that this is going to happen anytime soon, but if we end up in a certain scenario in this game, it might become an issue. We already have Abathur at the top lane. I suppose that he could go down. Oh, nice. Forces already the ice block out. Okay, so that worked. Punisher up at the top, and Johanna is going for it. Yep, there we have it. Boom, and goodbye. Taking 9 right away. Are they even going for it? I feel like Fnatic has no chance to even take a Punisher with this setup. They could try Zeratul. Well, first of all, we have Abathur down to the bot lane. They're moving in. 20 of those minions have already been taken. I mean, how do you think you can go into this and suddenly take that? They are 28 as we speak. This is brutal, but they try to go for the backline for the attack. Nice Mighty Gust, and immediately in the good Void Prism, they go deep for the kill, and they get Jaina. And now they focus on the rest of the team. Diablo is being attacked here. Breeze is in the middle. Apocalypse is being used. Doesn't hit anybody. Nobody is hit by that stun either, and they force them back. Bakery in a bit of trouble. It's a very cool setup that we're seeing now for Team Fnatic, and if they get 1 or 2 minions, yes, there it is, the level 16 talent, that will go give them a nice lead here. We have the double bombs taken, Smexy style in trouble, Uther is dropped, but it's also a kill potentially against Diablo. Nope, the Divine Palm saves him for now, but Breeze is still blocking him. The body blocks are insane, the stun happens, but there's the kill against Diablo. He's soon going to be back though. Mighty Gust is being used, Diablo with a trade, and then the bot lane we're still seeing Abathur pushing in, but there's just no way for them to get the Punisher. It's still the exact same problem. How do they get a Punisher? Well, for now they're actually trying to get Johanna, but a Thera Angel is also moving away. Zeratul is on his way now too. Just move back for now, and Abathur, of course, he's pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Sypho is doing whatever he can. It's another Arcane Punisher. This fort at the bot lane is going to fall, but the Punisher is going to do God's work for Team Dignitas, and this is just really tricky right now. It's the biggest problem that Fnatic really has. They have great fights, they have also a lot of pressure, 6 kills against 2, but it's that Punisher that moves in over and over again. They burst it away actually. Nobody is following up with it because they don't have the level 16 talent. So it could have been worse, I suppose. Doesn't even drop, or could still drop that fort. I mean, even if it does, it doesn't really matter too much. It could have been worse. The fort is dropped, the Punisher is just like, I mean, this thing is brutal. Arcane Punisher, it doesn't get any worse than that. The mid lane has also now been destroyed, so we have 2 forts eliminated. Abathar is still rushing away and is escaping, but we have now 13 versus 13 talents with level 13 Circle of Life, Holy Renewal, Imposing Presence, Northern Exposure, and Shooting Star. The experience is exactly the same, and for now Dignitas is taking a slight lead for the first time in this game, and it is really something that has to annoy Fnatic massively, because they are doing really well during the fights with the rotations on the map, with the play in Abathar, but they just can't get anything done during those Immortal fights. So Johanna alone is just too strong. With that cooldown reduction build that is being used with the Eternal Retaliation into battle momentum, Johanna gets just like one condemn off after another, and with the level 13 talent and the AoE thanks to the Burning Rage, it's no problem to just drop these minions within seconds. Diablo is catering towards that as well. Abathar is working overtime here, jumping from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right, always in position to just make something happen here. And they burst this wave away again. There's also another camp moving in, and this is very strong. But guess what? Yep, condemn. You are correct. And condemn. And guess what? Another condemn. Well, in this case, yep, there it is. That cooldown reduction is just like zip, 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 and everything is gone. So yeah, 18 versus 18. And yep, the Owl already on the map, but there's it eats a bit of damage. Zeratul is at the bot lane. Guess who wants to backdoor that fort here? And yeah, they don't even have to reveal him. They can just simply move in. Abathar is going to take care of it. So 1 fort down, and we have once again another shrine on the map. They actually took the copy on Abathar. Did he misclick? Now that is odd. What just happened? Cypher went for the copy before that fight even starts. Now they don't have a copy in the battle. I'm not 100% certain what happened here, but it looks a bit like he maybe misclicked. Quacknix is not even going for it. They're trying to push this. They're basically just saying, screw the Punisher. We don't have a chance of getting that anyways. So let's just move in and trying to do some damage at the bot lane. So yeah, they're starting to push this in. Mane is already there. So they force them into a battle outside of the Punisher. Yes, that's the first one. They go for the second. And how is Dignitas reacting? They send 2 heroes back. They send 3 heroes back. And the commitment is still happening. Wall is about to fall. Level 20 is an important advantage now for Quacknix and his boys if they get it. They don't have it yet. Here comes especially Zeratul. Are they going to turn this around? Stun, blink, and all good. Even Mane committing straight to the... Yeah, Mane commits straight into the moment with his Mighty Gas because, well, they didn't really have to do anything else. And Mighty Gas has a really, really low cooldown. It's not like you have a problem just running it with this. We currently have, yep, Falstad with 20 seconds on his Erotic ability, and they burst the Punisher down as fast as they can. And this time it's not an Arcane Punisher, so you have a bit of an easier time really dealing with that guy. Level 20 also helps them now, and that's of course the Locust Brood. They're seeing Hardened Shield for Mirrodin, Rewind for Zeratul, Redemption for Uther, and the Epic Mount for Falstad. So the potential to actually dive in. Keep in mind that this is really a build that you can use to backdoor. Think about a a single Falstad flying in, Zeratul as well moving in, and then a double Zeratul with Falstad going for the core. You can backdoor nearly everything. You can backdoor a keep, you can go for whatever you want. And they are starting to take down a couple of the structures here. Fnatic, you can really tell that they are pressured with this. But they're still playing a solid game here. China, by the way, has 150,000 damage against Siege now, thanks to that Condemn build. Cypher already moving away. There's no shield player that could really deal with this. And this opens up the bot lane to a potential attack. Snitch is already waiting there, but they go for the wave. And now, of course, it's already good knowledge that what's going on here. They're starting to move in, and yeah, the keep is being attacked. Everybody moves away. That's a bit of solid damage. Not enough just yet, but these backdoor attempts, this is something that Fnatic is going to try to do now the entire time. Because they realize that they just don't stand a chance going for the objective. They need to play around the objective. They won't be able to win it. The only thing that they can do is force team fights and take those, because those they actually excel. With 6 kills against 2, they did pretty well here. But they won't be able to go for and fight on one of those shrines. This is just not going to happen. They let the last Punisher go because they realized that very early on. And now again we have just like overall 1 hour after another hitting the map. Here comes Breeze and Smexy style again. Punisher has been announced. Abathar's at the top lane trying to push that in. And yep, he's already sending in the Locust. So he has quite a few of those. Locust Nest as well. And it is going to drop this one eventually. Bit of a trap setup here. And let's see if they can actually go for it. There's Ethereal Angel at the front. They're not going to go in just yet. Well, the trap has not been sprung. Level 20 talents in just a few seconds for Dignitas. They're attempting to go for the Punisher. I don't really think they can make that happen. They have to fight them first. Outside of it, look at all of those mines, by the way. The toxic nests are everywhere. And here's our other 20s. Diablo with the Lord of Terror. We have the Peaceful Repose taken, Indestructible. And here comes the fight, and they go for Diablo, and goodbye. He's going to be down for 60 seconds. Great play here. This is the chance for Fnatic to maybe make a difference. Nice Mighty Gust into the corner. Ring of Frost doesn't do a thing for Jaina. She is dead, and there's the Peaceful Repose. Shrimpy is most likely not even going to live. Are they going to jump in for this one? No, they're not. Ethereal Angel with another Condemn, but that's a double kill, and they are going down to the bot lane to finish off the keep. They go in for the keep, and they are going to get it. No way this is going to be safe. This is a great move by them. They take the keep, and they could go back, or they could just... Are they going to try and go for core? They could go for core here. They definitely have the damage output to go for the core, and they're apparently thinking about it. Abathur can also jump to the top and just send in another Locust Root. They go straight for Bakery. Bakery is in a bit of trouble. There comes the stun on the other hand. Stun into stun, and down goes Zeratul. That is the nice move here. Great play by Dignitas. They're able to make that work. Now they rush away. 10 seconds on Diablo, 20 seconds on Jaina, and they could go for the Punisher. I actually don't think they should have gone for the core. I really feel that going for the Punisher would have been a bit better for them. Just taking that and take it from there. But now they're in a situation where they might have to save their heroes somehow, and I don't really see how that's going to work. We have 8 kills against 3. The keep is down, but the Punisher is going to be taken. Already Ethereal Angel is added. Abathur is taking down the top fort though, so they are starting to really push this lane in as well. Bottom lane is of course pushing hard. But this Punisher is most likely going to take down the bottom keep now as well. And that is a very, very big deal. What kind of Punisher is it actually? It's a Frozen Punisher. Frozen Punisher is now being played. Up to the top lane, more pressure play. That's where we're currently seeing Abathur maybe jumping in again. He has that cooldown ready, so he could actually relocate on the map. They are moving away again. Ooh, Smexy style. Uther. I'm not quite sure what happens there. I guess he buys some time at this point, but yeah. Smexy's on the run. He has redemption, so he's gonna be back. He's just running to the left side saying like, I'll be back. And they go for Diablo at the same time now though. But Abathur is not moving onto the map. I really feel that Abathur could start pushing... Oh, actually, sorry. He already went back. He was already here and went back now. But this is the push that we've been talking about. Uther is back to business. Redemption makes it possible. Quacknix. Uh-oh. He's locked down. And there is the Divine Shield saving him. The Punisher is nearly dead, by the way. Sypho on the copy for Falstad. She is already dead, but that doesn't really matter too much. I mean, Abathur can still help out. The Punisher jumps in. Keep is very likely to fall. And here comes the snipe against Muradin, and he is dead. Dignitas is not going for core, I feel. I don't think they can. Punisher is frozen, quite literally, just stands there. And it looks like Dignitas is trying to go for it. They're trying to go for the core. Abathur is going to do whatever he can to keep these 3 bodies in the play. And there we have Jaina maybe attacked. Smexy style with a stun. And Jaina is super low. Peaceful Repose already used. Smexy style is on the move back. But he might fall here. He doesn't. Zeratul jumps in. The core is still firing, by the way. Smexy is stunning and is moving away. The core is still alive. Mighty Gust pushing them away. What a defense here by Fnatic. Really well done. It's not over just yet, though. Smexy moving in again. Jaina is down. And they still continue. They have to realize this is not going to happen. Or is it? 80%? It could. They go in again. Where is that Abathur? Oh, are they going to get it? 50% on the core. And Diablo is going to fall any second. They need to focus the same target. It's Ethereal Angel. 20%. Shrimpy. Oh, Bakery. Bakery is dead. And 4%. It is the kill. No way. 3% on the core. And they are going to go cross map. 3% on the core. Fnatic saved it somehow. 3%. Diablo. Is he going to be on his way? JPL is still here. He is still here. Falstad. Oh, there we have Quacknix. Quacknix moves in. He sees him. He knows what's going on. And they move straight for him. Are they going to get Diablo? Yeah, they move in and there's the stun any second now by Uther. Uther with a stun. Diablo, yes, he goes for the Apocalypse, but it doesn't really matter anymore. Goodbye, Diablo. 10 seconds on Jaina. They have to go for the core right now. This is the only chance that they have with 3%. It has to be a backdoor attempt. They have 3 seconds on Jaina. They need to move in. It's the only chance that Fnatic have. They have no opportunity to do anything else. It's core or GG. One of the two. 3%. Their save is real. They have 10 seconds until a few of these heroes are back, and they are very likely to actually get this. Here comes the Blizzard. Look at that damage output. Fnatic with the plays. Fnatic with the plays. Johanna is back. 50%. Are they going to make it happen? Void Prison. They go for the Void Prison and Fnatic. They take it. They take the game. GG and 3-1 victory for Fnatic. What a finish in the game here at the Heroes Battle Arena. Unbelievable victory for Fnatic against Dignitas. Wow. Just wow.